my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your Path of True Love read, your timeless Path of True Love read. I'm your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons. Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Darling the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. Links in the description box. The Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Also, Mercury conjunct Libra, third house, Mercury conjunct Venus, third house in Libra. So really loving serving the cardinal air signs, my Libra friends, the seventh housers. If you are new to the channel, Path of True Love read, there is a video in the description box, a preface to these reads explaining what they're about, so I don't have to say it every time. But I will say it is your healing journey, your hero's journey, your spiritual path, your artistic path through the lens of your relationships, becoming the divine true love that you already are, right? Learning how to remove the blocks to love's presence within you, which is your natural inheritance, and that's from A Course in Miracles. That being said, it is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's YouTube, right? And check your other signs, because these, every relationship in your life is part of your hero's journey in this sense on the path of true love. So this one might be romantic, it might not, but check another one because you got more than one relationship going on in your life. And as you heal one, you heal all of them. It's just how it works. So, that being said, if you would like a personal read, a private read with me, there's also a video in the description box. We'll talk about that at the end. Otherwise, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same while my kitty cat is enjoying the weather outside with leaves blowing all over the case. I'm one of 3 cats. I will do my best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can, because Path of True Love reads are really important. It's a basic Celtic Cross. You'll see that as we go. Other than that, all the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, which lots of links down there about soul contracts, twin flames, soulmates, true love, and all that jazz. Enough exposition. Sit back, relax, and please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. As I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the path of true love, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, as well as the spirit animals and totems for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading. I need 2 Caroline Myss archetype cards for the 8th chakra dynamics for the Libra, maybe on this side, maybe on this side, and whoever is crossing their path in this timeless true love read. So let's start with party number 1 in the soul contract. We've got the priest, I would say priest, priestess archetype here, divine family archetype, and who crosses the path? The Hermit. So interesting. We got a divine family archetype and a wisdom family archetype. I used to be this, now I'm this. We'll get there. So the vibe on this is a little interesting. Certainly with the Hermit, there may not be so much externalization now, more internalization, but the same can be with the priestess archetype, right? Not necessarily always so verbal and out in the world, more internally, spiritually focused here. Now, the thing is this is a general read, so if this was a private read, I would talk a little bit more about these with you, asking you some questions to help you really get which one feels like you. So allow there to be some flip-flop as we do this. Of course, the other cards hitting the table will elucidate and clarify. Let me read you the shadow to light on these cards, because this is what you're healing on the path of true love, regardless of what type of relationship this is. Now, the shadow attribute of the priestess is heinous. I touched into it a little bit in my life as I was a high priest of a coven. I was legal clergy and all that, but I saw what we called high priestess fever quite a bit. The shadow attribute violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role, which I will say is part of it, right? Of course you're going to power trip when someone makes you a high priest or a high priestess or a grand high elder, muckety muck of the, brotherhood of, what was that? Fred Flintstone, the water buffaloes, right? So you can kind of get that. This does not have to be someone who is a literal priest or priestess, but one that is part of a spiritual community with some sort of leadership role. The light attribute facilitates spiritual commitments and serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So if you are a Reiki master, right, don't even have to necessarily be a 3rd degree, a channel of divine spiritual energy coming through you, then certainly that's a bit more specific, I would think, than the Hermit. Now, like I said, this is a divine family archetype. This is a wisdom family archetype, but I think we've all been going through a bit of Hermit phase on planet Earth. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Literally, you could spend a day in your energy field, a season, which can be obviously more than 3 months, it could be a couple of years, but then there are the Chronos archetypes that are with you all lifelong. Sacred Contracts, Carolyn Mace, genius work. The shadow attribute withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgment of others. Like I said, I think we've all been going through that the past year or so, maybe. Refusing to help those in need, which that's a different vibe, and we'll see if that plays a role in this. The light attribute seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. I have to Hermit. Just doing these YouTube reads, and I'm teaching on Facebook, on my Facebook page, and I'm taking clients, and I'm running. Burnout comes pretty quickly, so just to restore my own creative energy, I can relate to this. But I'm a Virgo, Virgo Sun. I love being the Hermit. It is our card, us Virgos. So let's see what this is about, right? It doesn't mean that you don't communicate with people, but like a hermit crab, you can pull in. Well, and here's the thing: seek solitude to focus intently on inner life. That tends to be heart, throat, third eye, crown, the next 4 chakras down, and that's what we're going to look at. We're going to get 10 of these on the table. Basic Celtic Cross format, spread. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Libra, powers of the East, please, my beloved, 10 cards. One at a time, face up as we go for this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, timeless path of true love read. What's going on? They got somebody's got the priest in the 8th chakra. What's heart, throat, third eye, crown there? Lovely. 9 of Cups, Kuan Yin. Now, just said if you're a Reiki master, Kuan Yin plays a role, not maybe in all Reiki systems, but certainly a lot that I have come across, particularly I think Karuna Reiki, because Karuna means compassion, essentially, in Sanskrit. So this could be a priestess. I mean, it doesn't need to be gendered, but in the pagan thing, you don't call a priestess a priest. You just don't. Yes, priestess. So this is the 9 of Cups. This is self-love. This is that real strong balance of emotion within you. Certainly speaks of self-love coming to the brim, coming to the rim with brim, which that next cup would make it the 10, and it would overflow. Loving that. Really good for a Libra read too. What's going on with the Hermit crossing the path of the priestess here? Heart, throat, third eye, crown. Well, the Hermit's been struck by lightning. Kali, the Awakener, where is she? Because, what's the point of having a YouTube channel and having this and not using it? It's the Kali finger puppet. Got it. I think I got this in Cape Cod. Where did I get this from? Oh, stuck on my finger. P-Town, Provincetown, long time ago. The Hermit being struck by lightning, heart, throat, third eye, crown. This could be a moment of enlightenment, but it happens all at once, like a lightning bolt. Bam! When I teach this, and I will teach again, I will teach tarot publicly again eventually. Imagine someone who doesn't believe in ghosts, doesn't believe in spirits, it's paranormal, just all that crap, all that spirituality stuff, whatever. And then one night there's their great-great-grandmother just at the foot of their bed going, hey, bacha galoop, right? You know, right? All of that disbelief gone in a flash, or at least they're going to go through the dismantling of some pattern inside of them. I will say, for a hermit, that's sort of the goal if you're a mystical hermit, a spiritual hermit. But that can also be a bolt of insight to the third eye that changes the game. Could also be inspiration if we're dealing with an artist with a hermit archetype, right? Like, oh, out of nowhere, right? Oh, I get it. Eureka. O'Hara. Let's see. What's at the core of this, please, my beloved goddesses of Libra? The core of this, what was going on for both of them, but no one's really seeing it. The 8 of Blades, Chokhmah, is really desert goddess. Chokhmah is also one of the spheres in the Kabbalistic tree of life. I believe it's connected to the third eye, but don't quote me on that right this second. We're used to seeing the 8 of Blades as blindfolded and bound, right, to swords, the 8 of Swords, but this is different. The key word here on it, and I don't play the keyword game that often, but decisions. And so there is a lot of thinking going on here. 8 is at least an even number, but it is like being dropped down in the middle of a desert. It all looks the same in every direction. Which way do you go? And, you know, I say there's a difference between a choice and a decision. I think I'll have another cup of coffee as a choice. I think I'm going to quit my career and become a coffee maker. One who makes coffee, not a literal coffee maker, Mr. Coffee. You know what I'm saying? A decision is life-changing, and certainly drop down into the middle of a desert, the goddess of desert wind, Chokhmah there, saying, well, this isn't just a choice, darling. This might be a life-changing decision, particularly with that Tower card for the Hermit. What's going on here? I wouldn't say it's a subconscious. Yeah, I wouldn't say this is a subconscious decision. I think you both know what this is. It's just you're kind of, no, let's not do that right now, which can lead you into shadow behavior with that shadow archetype for both of them. All right, what's behind them? What's in there behind here on the path of true love, the Libras? All right, when you get a court card, heart, third eye crown, it really speaks of what's going on inside of you, not about somebody outside of you. This is the Pisces card, the Maiden of Cups. That is the Knight of Cups in the Rider-Waite Tarot, and I'm a Pisces moon. I can relate to this. This can be a lot of moodiness, not like a Cancer, but like a Pisces, right? Like dolphin and shark, guppy and piranha. So there can be feeling both ways about this in the past, but it's mutable, it's changeable. Also, all water signs are empathic, but Pisces is 12th house dynamic, so we're talking about an emotional connection to the collective unconscious. Sort of like the river Styx, you got to cross to get to the underworld, and that's the unconscious mind. It's not all what you think it is. So there's definitely some emotion here, and I will say, if you are the priestess here, it's bringing you to that 9 of Cups, which is lovely. But if you are the Hermit in this one, it has brought you to some kind of revelation. Something's going on. There's a nor'easter going on outside, so if I seem a little distracted, my cats are freaking out about stuff going on outside the window. What's crowning this? Breathe. My goddesses, what's hovering here that will eventually manifest, and they are going to have free will about how they want to deal with it, the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. What's hovering above this priest archetype and this hermit archetype on the hero's journey of the path of true love? Another Cups card, but this is 7 of Cups in this deck called Jealousy, and we'll go there in a second. But it is definitely, like I said, it's an odd number, not an even number. We've got the 9 of Cups here, right? Loving that. Nice and stable. 3 sets of 3. Near perfect foundation. 7 of Cups, though, can be emotional turmoil, emotional overwhelm. it's like cast the cups in the sky, right? Rider Waite deck. Oh, what I want. And we can get, if not emotionally upset, we can become apathetic because which one do I choose? And I think with that, with the Eight of Swords underneath all of this, that could be a little problematic. Now, the thing about jealousy is envy, not quite the same thing as jealousy, I think a matter of intensity, but envy is the deadly sin of the third eye, all right? Defy Gravity by Carolyn Mace, also in my book, Words of Grace. It's broken down by Chakra chapter. This is definitely a third eye thing if we're talking envy and jealousy, because it is an intuitive hit on a certain level of, I really, really want that, because it's something that's written into your script further on. But if you see somebody have it and you don't have it yet and jealousy pops up, the guidance really is to feel your way through that. Like, you don't know what they went through to get that. You're not seeing it so clearly. But then to really look within yourself and say, well, if I'm having this sort of intensity about it, jealousy or green-eyed envy, then I must really want this. Now, I will say, if this is the priestess, they're going to do that. They're going to be like, yeah, okay, all right, so I got a little jealousy going on here. But this is something that's going to come into this situation, heart, third eye, crown, for one or both of you. And that could be a big wake-up call. Kali the Awakener, she's called in this deck. Not necessarily as the destroyer, although awakening certainly does destroy illusion, but can illusion be destroyed? It's not real. Three Course in Miracles. All right. What lay before the Libra here on the path of true love? Heart, third eye, crown, just around the bend, so to speak, on the path. Okay, don't freak. Three of Blades, and this is Three of Swords, but we're not looking at a heart stabbed, okay? I never thought the Three of Swords was about heartbreak anyway, because that would be water, not air. It would be cups, not swords. That's getting to the heart of the matter, because, by the way, Rider Waite, it doesn't bleed. If the heart bled, I'd say, yeah, heartbreak. No, it's perfectly tripoded there. We have a maiden, a mother, a crone. The key word here is focus. Get to the heart of the matter. I am going to say, with there's not a predominance of air on the table, but I'm going to say Eight of Blades on the inner, Three of Blades coming, a deeper focus, mentally speaking, for the Hermit is about introspection, is about getting to the heart of the matter. What is the jealousy vibe, if that's it, or can it be, Matt Kahn calls it the apathy of options. You know, like when you open like your Netflix and there's 10,000 things and you thought you wanted to watch something, but it's like, ugh, and you just shut it off. There can be that repression here of not really wanting to deal with this. For, it would seem, different motivations with that Nine of Cups for the priestess and the Hermit with the Tower. Three of Blades really does say, introspect, get to the heart of the matter here. If it was external, that would be different. We'll do that with the next set of cards, though. All right, we got the Cross. What's the Staff? My goddesses, what is their lesson? The universal learning template is the High Priestess. So we've got already a double whammy here in the sense of the High Priestess with the Priestess archetype here. Isis is the maiden in this deck. This is before Horus is born. What is a priest or a priestess? A channel through which the divine works, like a chess piece, I guess you'd say, a bishop on the chessboard, right? The divine is doing things through, not always in the full awareness of the priest or priestess involved. Talks about secrets, but it talks about secret knowledge. So I don't think this is about just about keeping your yap shut, Libra, air sign. But if you are the priestess in this, this is really about, you are learning a lesson about being a channel of secret power, some stupid secret power. You know what I mean? Like secret info, deeper insight, intuition. Definitely a moon-ruled card, a lunar card. And if you are the Hermit on this, that would also say that your lesson, what you are being taught, is a mystery. That's the word on that. The High Priestess is absolutely about mystery. She knows what's going down, but she ain't telling. Heart, third eye, crown. Only 2 major arcana card on the table, though, so I'm not getting that this is all... It's not cataclysmic, apocalyptic stuff going on here. But from the outside, vibing in, horizontally, how does this go? Here's your 3rd major arcana card, the Moon, Yamaya. This is cloudy. I think there's a lot of emotional stuff going on here. Well, we got that Pisces card in the past, 8 of Cups for the Priestess, 7 of Cups crowning. Maybe that touch of jealousy in there, making things a little kerfuffled in the 3rd eye. But it is also speaking of there is an intuitive path here. If you go to a body of water when the moon is full, no matter where you stand at the shore, you will see the path beneath your feet. Do it, you'll see what I mean. But that path is always there. The intuitive path is always under our feet. It's just even when we think we differ from it, we're brought right back to it sooner rather than later. There can be a lot of deep emotion going on here that is not being expressed or dealt with. Ugh, Lovers at the bottom of the deck, and I never do bottom of the deck, but I can't avoid seeing that right now. All right, what is their fate and destiny, their fears and hopes on the path of true love here? Where are they on the hero's journey aspect of this? Well, card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4, major arcana, the Witch, the Magician. You not only have free will here, this is absolutely about bringing this into physical form. The inspiration of the heart chakra, the 8th chakra, coming all the way down into physical form. It's really not the Magician unless the pentacle, the element of earth, is included there. So whoever is watching this, even if you're cross-watching, that the destiny here has to be chosen. Yes, your lesson is in the High Priestess, the card after the Magician, but that's the internal part, that internal spiritual mystical alignment. Trying your best to feel this one out intuitively so that you will alchemize your fate to destiny. You're led to gold through doing your own healing and then moving this down into the lower 3 chakras, and we're going to do that with the next deck. But let's get your last card down on this one. My goddesses, most probable outcome, the timeline of this lifetime for the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading with the Priest and the Hermit contract. Okay, another court card. You only have 2 court cards now, Pisces and Taurus. Here you have mutable water. Here you have fixed earth. If you have planets in Taurus, go see what those planets are. Certainly, but I'm going to say with this is about what's really important to you, your life values, your bedrock values, what you will not budge on. And it's not all, you'll always see, it's like, oh, money and prosperity and durable goods, like your home is a durable good, right? Your car you drive, but your health is also a lifelong value. For me, honesty, integrity, authenticity. Otherwise, believe me, I could have been a lawyer in the family firm. Chose to be a witch. So, like, authenticity for me is really, really big because people lie. So I'm not gonna. You can't handle me. You can't handle me at my authentic. You don't deserve me at my goofy. So look, guys, this is a very powerful read. 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards. It's not half, but there's no other element more than 4 on the table. So yeah. Little Muttley vibe there for you. Let's look at the lower 3 chakras. The physical world, from the outside looking in at you, from you, the inside looking out. Sometimes it's both. But dealing with the lower 3 chakras, which manage the power of our relationships. Root chakra, tribal and group relationships. Second chakra, one-on-one relationships. That's what we're looking at here between these two. Priest archetype and the Hermit. But solar plexus is your relationship to yourself, your survival intuition, your self-esteem as a verb, your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. And I feel like that's going to play a role with you coming to some conclusion here about what is really of value to you. Please take a nice deep breath. Don't necessarily know that this is romantic, but I think if we're going to see that, we're going to see that in these cards. So please, I call upon my gods of air, the sign of Libra, and the powers of the East. Please, 10 cards, face up one at a time for the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. We're going to start with the priest with the 8th chakra. Start with the 8th chakra dynamic of the priest. 9 of Cups, Kuan Yin. On the inner, and on the outer we've got the devil. In this deck, Pan. So that's really interesting. You know, because you don't think necessarily of a priestess here with this 9 of Cups flowing with the devil card. But the devil card is also about shadow work. This person might very well be dealing with this shadow within themselves. I mean, I don't see how you stay in balance if you don't, but yet there are definitely some things being, I think, repressed here on both sides. Now, this also does speak of addiction, codependency, the chains that bind. But it can also be chains of illusion. The spell that I do, it sounds like it's straight up out of Charmed. Break chains of illusion and set all things to right. Reveal what has been hidden and bring the truth to light. Right up there with shadow work. When you don't bring light into your shadow, that's almost justifying what the shadows are sometimes. It's about bringing your shadows into light. And what happens if you carry a shadow into light? It was never there. It's the absence of light. So fear is the absence of love. There could definitely be some chains here on the outer, some fears here on the outer, some toxicity going on. Or maybe they're just afraid to bust a move on this, right? Because they've got that 9 of Cups vibe on the inside. And that priestess thing might be like, yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm taking care of me right now. But it's coming from fear, and maybe a fear of toxicity, which is toxicity in and of itself. Interesting. How about this Hermit crossing the path of the priestess archetype with the Tower on the inner, Queen of Pentacles, a double whammy, as the Queen of Pentacles and the Taurus card, the Great Corn Mother. These are the same card here. So we are seeing that whatever this second house lifelong value that gets kind of embraced here is directly about the Hermit. I'm going to say that for sure. But it could still be for either one of you. Like, the Hermit comes really into contact with, no, these are my life values. Lightning strikes, I get it. This is revelation. That's the card of judgment. That blinding flash of truth. But it could also be for the priestess really kind of figuring out, do I value this? What is the value in this relationship to me? Not like appraisal. What's that, 7 of Pentacles? But more the that is this really something congruent with my life values? Big difference. Okay, 8 of Blades on the inner. A decision has to be made here, but it does feel life-changing and very mentally, and this is a Libra read. So, good. You got the 3 of Cups. From the outside looking in, there is friendly here. I mean, 3 of Cups doesn't necessarily speak directly of romance, but there is a lightness I'm getting here. Oh, this can be like a glossing over it. If there is any kind of substance issue going on here, that could be, that's like, oh, let's not talk about it, have another drink or another whatever, right? But it does feel good. This could be like 2 people who are really interested in each other, if this is romantic, but you're friends, and nobody wants to recognize the tantric elephant in the room, if that's your story. Let's look at that Pisces in the past there, heart, third eye crown, Justice. This is the second time this has come up in this position. I think this might have been Virgo where this came up, or Leo. It was definitely one of the last couple of ones I did. This is Athena. There is definitely a balancing of karmic scales here that went on in the past. Something I don't think was necessarily laid to rest, But this is the Libra card. This is like the major arcana of Libra. That element of air, the scales, but being the third point in the center, right? That's how you find your equilibrium. Remember, there's a lot here about coming into alignment chakra-wise too. But I feel like if there was an injustice that went on here, that would certainly explain the Devil card here. And it would certainly explain that Taurus energy of what is my bedrock value on this? Like, what is most important to me here? And I would think for a priestess to maintain that Nine of Cups on the inside, they might be a little gun shy. Either karma was incurred or balanced. My senses is with that Pisces on the inner. There's a lot going on in the emotional world for whoever is watching this, or whoever the cross watcher is watching for. Which I guess makes sense then with that Seven of Cups. That jealousy, that so many options that it can lead to apathy and really emotional discord in the heart chakra. Please, my gods, what does that look like? Double whammy, the moon. There's a lot of emotion going on here that is not being dealt with. And I don't think it's being dealt with either mentally or emotionally. That's why I think that Three of Cups with that Devil card, there may be some overindulgence going on here, maybe knocking some things out of balance. I think if this is romantic, again, nothing hugely screaming that this could easily be a family member. An emotional injustice done in the family, and there's all this emotional, well, how do we do with this, all of these options. Some, maybe none of these options feel good with that Seven of Cups here. I really like, though, this Hermit vibe. It feels like that there's an alignment, that this is the path of true love. Everybody's going to learn, heal, grow, and evolve. It can be delayed, but not prevented. Oh, so with this Three of Swords, with all of this moon stuff going on, get to the heart of the matter. The Three of Blades there, the card of focus. What's that look like on the outer, please? Five of Swords. So mental competition, mental conflict, arguments going on here. A lot of back and forth, but a changing of the mind. Fives are numbers of change. So there might be information coming in on the outer that could be like static on the channel. I would see where the Hermit would need to go inside and do the heart of the matter, because the emotions on this and the outside, the moon, I don't think that people are communicating here. But I get that there's definitely static on the channel. However, with that Three of Cups, this could be a friendly thing. Like, in other words, I just don't get a horrible feeling about this. I wonder how much of this... Yeah, no, let's wait. Let's wait before we go there. We got other cards to hit the table. We got some oracles. I'm going to hold off on that. High Priestess in their lesson position here, please. What's that from the outside looking in? The Empress. Well, this is both the Maiden and the Mother. The crone in this deck is the Hermit. Daughters of the Moon. So we've got Demeter here and Isis. Your lesson here really is about being divine feminine energy. This is about being the wife, the mother, the abundance, the grace of this. Again, either one of you could do this, because, by the way, how close is the Queen of Pentacles in vibe to the Empress, although the Empress is the conglomeration of all the queens in the tarot. I'm going to say that you're really learning to gestate this inside of you, to deal with this not just in a physical way, but in a mental, emotional, right? Air, water, fire, getting clear about what you want. Because there are no fire cards on the table now that I notice it. It seems to be all air and water, with the only earth cards coming up being the court cards of the Queen of Pentacles, the Great Corn Mother. So there is definitely marriage potential here. Maybe this is about somebody learning how they become the divine feminine dominant partner in something, having to navigate through all of this intuitive moon water stuff for an air sign. With the moon, again, this is a double whammy here. So if you were to walk up to you and this other person, whoever you are in this, on the street, you'd be like, whoa, there's something going on there, something hidden, something maybe not sinister, but foggy, occluded is a great word. It's where the root is occult, which just means hidden. But like if you have contact lenses and something floats across your eye, it's like, oh, it's a little cloudy. Yawn, it usually helps. Yemaya, my gods, the moon on the inner here, on the horizontal trajectory. What does that look like? Lower 3 chakras. Good. 6 of Swords, a mental journey going from choppy waters to smooth. This then is somebody really implementing the 6, the balance of air, Libra, the scales. Certainly moving forward from maybe the tumultuous energy of Yemaya, full moon, flood tide, high tide, and really making the journey there, balancing this out, which I can see with the witch and the high priestess here. But that can happen very, very quickly with the Tower card on the inner. Real bolt of lightning. Light and truth are symbolically the same thing. So lightning is truthening. Bam! How about that witch? Their hopes and fears, their destiny hewn from fate. What's going on? Yeah, 5 of Wands. This ain't easy. Look, Path of True Love. William Shakespeare, right? Midsummer Night's Dream. The course of true love never did run smooth. No truer words were ever said in iambic pentameter. So there is conflict here. This is maybe conflict of desires. If this is romantic, because they're showing me a little scenario here, it's I don't know if there's a conflict between the two of you, but I think previous relationship you've been in with this person, like maybe from friend to lover, or maybe from lover to friend, it could be something like that. However, the witch can handle the 5 of Wands, and I'll tell you why. This is Jason of Jason and the Argonauts, and I believe Medea in Greek mythology. The wands, the suit of wands, is the quest for the golden fleece. Here is the dragon with the fleece in its claws, and he doesn't kill the dragon. Medea puts it to sleep, and she a witch. I think a demigod as well. It's all Greek to me. So this is definitely, whatever this 5 of Wands situation is, part of the hero's journey. Not much of a hero's journey without demons, dragons, right? The Knights of Knee. Just bring a shrubbery. So, it's a 5. It's necessary, but we also have the 5 of Swords right next to it in your future position. What's before you on the path. So, something to be overcome here. And I believe you will with that 6 of Swords. But that's going to be like, hey, can we just talk about this? Right? 6 of Swords can be a card of therapy, a card of journaling, anything that helps balance the mind. It's in the outside world, though, in some way. All right, that Taurus card in their outcome, please. Those life values. What's going on outside looking in for the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in their outcome? Well, don't you just have the Emperor, Zeus? You've got both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. Any other reader on YouTube would say, this is a soul contract. They're all soul contracts. But when you have a Divine Feminine and a Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine in the lesson and the Divine Masculine in the outcome, this is about making lightning fast decisions. Zeus, the lightning thrower, right? Here's the lightning inside the Hermit that hits the tower. But coming from a place of values. No, this is what's most important to me. Like, okay, maybe not everybody's a billionaire in this situation, but if they're honest and if they're truthful, That's more important. Sure, this is the Divine Masculine card, all the kings put together. This could obviously now be a husband-wife situation, regardless of gender, you do you. Predominant Divine Masculine with a predominant Divine Feminine, or could be the balancing of the Priest-Priestess archetype or the Hermit archetype, depending on who's watching this general read. This is one you might want to get a private read on, because there's something at stake here. Fertile Earth, Taurus, right? Abundance, prosperity, but also the wisdom that you've gained about what's really important to you. It does feel like someone's going to be busting a move here with that, but that it comes from a stable, solid place of value within them. Depends on what your values are, though, right? Honor is not necessarily on everybody's checklist of being like authenticity, right? Why do people lie? Because they're terrified. That's why they lie. They're wounded and hurt and terrified. Let's get some oracles on the table. The Whispers of Love Oracle. Here's an opportunity to see if this is romantic, sexual, or not. Higher selves of all involved. Please take a nice deep breath. All right, as I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, please, 2 whispers of love for the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, 1 for the Priest, Priestess, and 1 for the Hermit. Let's start with that Priest, Priestess. Kuan Yin, 9 of Cups on the inner, Devil on the outer. That's 2, please. 1 card in clarity. Love is all around you. There is love everywhere, all the time. Simply acknowledge this is truth. I'm going to tell you what I get from that is I think they experience that within them, but there is fear about the love going on here, perhaps having to sacrifice, sully, right? You got a priest, priestess here, bring in something into this relationship that would threaten that. But love is everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. That on the path of true love, even the best soulmates, right? The most symbiotic, soothing, sympathetic soulmates, or romantically, it doesn't mean there aren't bumps in the road. Love brings up its opposite. But the opposite of love is fear, not hate. But what is all-encompassing can truly have no opposite. Again, Course in Miracles. So, love is all around. The Mary Tyler Moore card there. So let's see, higher selves, for this Hermit with the Tower on the inner and Taurus on the outer. New love. New love. Embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. I think it's about spiritual growth and a new love aspect of this relationship. Look, with that 8 of Blades on the inner, this could be a renewal of love. Priest, Priestess, if you're the one watching this, stay in alignment. Your lesson here is about holding your ground inside of yourself, that virgin priestess inside of you that knows, no, I am one with all that is. And I got Kuan Yin vibe going on. I love myself. Whatever goes on, whatever arises, I'm going to love that. Thanks, Matt Khan. You're watching my channel, you know. I'm not a fan, because fan is short for fanatic. Virgos should not be fanatics, personally. We could get too micro-focused. But certainly a great appreciator of his work. Love is all around you is the truth. That there is new love here for the Hermit. That could be that lightning bolt that changes everything. I just wonder if these are like, friends or acquaintances and something has happened. But in the past, there is this emotional justice thing going on there. I don't know what, if I'm in this reading, I could know what that's about, but I figure that out when the camera's off. You look at it and go, All right, the Divine Animals Oracle here. Stacey DeMarco, her work is really good. What are the spirit animals and totems helping you with this? It's a hero's journey. Why not have, a little battle cat, a little... I can't believe I just went Masters of the Universe. Please take a nice deep breath. And then Masters and Johnson, I suppose, for you too. as I call to the pantheon of animal spirits and totems for the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading in this priest, hermit contract on the timeless path of true love here. What's going on? Who flies with them? Who walks with them? Who crawls with them? Who swims with them on the path of true love, lending their guidance, grace, and magic? The polar bear. I've dated a few. Oh, the gay community, just giving us all totem animals. I'm a lion. Roar. Keyword here, ancestors. Ooh, card number 26. Ancestors. Now, the artwork on here is just off the scale. Do you see the polar bear? Do you see? He's a mountain. He's a glacier. He's big. A big bear. Hey, big bear. Hey, boo-boo boy. Granted, it wasn't a polar bear. Let's keep our cartoon canon straight, shall we? Cartoon canon. Boom. What, card number 26, where you're, oh, there you go. Oh, right, numbers. Here we go. The itty bitty teeny tiny font. Just going to read you the first bit and the last bit. Breathe. Card number 26, polar bear. Keyword, ancestors. You are the carrier of a bloodline that stretches back for millennia, yet you are uniquely your own self. Take the positive from your ancestry and observe and note the negative. Family dysfunction stops here. Okay, we know what this is about. Honor those in your family who honor you. It is a positive and natural action to individuate from our family on our own terms. So there is a tribal aspect most likely going on here. What will my family think? What will your family think? What will my community think? What will your community think? That could be what's going on here, right? But to get that love is all around you for the high priestess. She knows that. Pardon the gendering there. Because there's a lot of water on the table here, but also it explains that devil card for the for the priest priestess archetype, because this could be a codependent. They could be, oh God, not another codependent thing here, right? The hermit might have disappeared, and they're like, oh, really, right? But with that Queen of Pentacles, we see a great value here in this person. Feels like they're doing the inner work and having their own bit of spiritual awakening here. So with that ancestral pattern, what are your ancestral patterns that you inherited, not just psychologically, biologically? Look, I've said it before. There wasn't codependence 1,000 years ago. Oh, it was there, but the dynamics were different. You know, like agricultural society, hunter-gatherer, whatever. It's like, screw your artistic dreams. We got to bring in the harvest, right? It's like, I don't care, you know, because you had to sacrifice that stuff. We're not there anymore. But what are the biological, emotional, chemical patterns passed down as a result of that, of sacrificing your dreams to make someone else comfortable, right? Giving up your 9 of Cups as a priest priestess for somebody who apparently has disappeared, but you need to know they are strong, they are stable, but they are going through a tower moment on the inside if you are the priest priestess. And I think for the hermit, it's the same thing. They might be seeing like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this again, or like really something changing fast inside of them. Let me read the magic. The magic. Polar bear magic is ancient, powerful, and profound. Should you wish to heal traumas of any kind, that's good, of any kind, call upon this bear's energy to assist you. Workings to address ancestral pain or shame passed down from one generation to the next can benefit from polar bear energy. You're not see, this is the path of true love. You're not just healing yourself in your relationships. You're healing your upline, right? Your genetic upline, your ancestors. They're all in on this with you. But again, this could be a family dynamic. Again, this doesn't necessarily have to automatically be romantic, sexual. Nothing screaming that on the table, except we've got the Empress here in the lesson, and we've got the Emperor in the outcome. That could all be one person's journey, but that's a general read for you. Only you can know that, right? So let's get your last card down on the table here. As I mentioned, Matt Kahn before, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck, a great healing tool for me and my clients, and I love including them here on YouTube. Please take a nice deep breath. Because let's talk to the masters. As I call upon the masters of the path of true love, because the course of true love is not supposed to run smooth. So please, what is the perfect healing mantra for the Libra collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading, cardinal air, creative air that they can create with the perfect mantra here in this priest, hermit contract on the path of true love. Cultivating courage in any given moment. I always know exactly what to do. You'll dig this. All right, so things are murky. All right, moon, water, emotional, but I'm an air sign. I mean, you could have a Pisces moon, you know, or someone might have a Pisces moon here in this. But I love the word culturing, right? Like cultivating courage. You cultivate a field, you cultivate the soil, right? So there is definitely something in a gestation creative process here. This could even be about you having the courage to your lesson here, that Empress on the outer, that High Priestess on the inner, to really cultivate this alignment for you. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. When courage is cultivated, you are aware of your choices and able to pinpoint your most inspired options with accuracy and ease. And underline that word, inspired option. There's another one in here, acknowledging apprehension. If it's a yes, nothing can stop me, but if I'm unsure, it's always a no. I just add to that for now. Maybe I'll feel different about it later. Such options may not always match up with the things you want, but they will always give you the exact experience you need to further evolve your soul. And I think that's a direct message for that priest, priestess archetype. There may be fears here, like certainly if you're triggered, because I'm a gay male. So if a guy comes to me and he's got the name of my father or the name of one of my brothers, I'm like, whoa, like instant trigger. I'm like, because I know too much about psychology, right? But it's what's in a name? A rose by any other name might still be as toxic. As you cultivate courage, you are stepping into a new frontier of soul expansion, where life has permission to guide you forward into the fulfillment of your long-awaited destiny. You gotta play the game to get there. It's a hero's journey. You might as well buckle up the sword of truth and grab the shield of honor and humility and go forth, knowing that there are mysteries involved in this. There is the unknown. We got the moon card double whammy here. We got secret knowledge, the high priestess in the lesson here. And honestly, with enough water on the table, that for an air sign, it can be daunting. This mantra is ideal for breaking old habits. Certainly the devil could be involved in that pan. Deepening your focus. Focus, literally the word on the Three of Blades there. And following your heart, which is what courage is. Courage, mon amour, right? The French word for the heart. Le coeur, la coeur. Can't remember its gender at the moment. Pardon-moi, s'il vous plaît. But honestly, you might as well see this through, whether you're the priest or the hermit. I just don't know who's going to bust a move first here in a general read, but I think this polar bear is key. It's like, look back over your family. Like, I know shit that went on in not just my parents, my grandparents, but my great-grandparents. That's like, oh yeah, well that makes sense. Well, that makes me angry, even though I was never in the same situation. The patterns are passed down here. I mean, I will say, this Three of Cups with the decision on the inner, like, this can be done in an emotionally balanced, friendly way. I just don't think it needs to be rushed into. But I do feel like with that Emperor at the end there on the outer, with that Taurus on the inside, when a move is busted, when the move doth bust, it will be done from a solid place of value, of honor, and of integrity, or whatever is valuable to whoever that Emperor is. Let me put it together for you in a lovely little blessing. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And please, take a nice deep breath. Do it through me, guys. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine to please bless the Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading with everything they need on the timeless path of true love, that, you know, the one with the priestess here facilitates spiritual commitments, even the commitment between themselves and the divine, serving as a channel of spiritual energy with this hermit, that they seek the solitude they need to focus intently on inner life, serving their personal creativity, so that they can heal, learn, grow, balance what's going on here, heal ancestral patterns with love being all around them. And the support is in there in the tribe and the family, but it doesn't mean that's always so obvious and always so easy, because this is a new love that may be triggering this hermit with that Tower card inside of them, and for them to embrace this opportunity of new love. It could be about work. This is a true love read, certainly, but about their own spiritual growth as well, so that they cultivate the courage that in any given moment they will always know exactly what to do. But it's not about anticipating what to do, and it's not about regretting what was done. It's about saying in any given moment, I can check in. My lesson about being in alignment, really the inspired actions being taken here, and in a stable, solid, divine feminine, wife, mother, goddess sort of way there. That blesses all involved, whether they are the priest, priestess, or the hermit. So that as they heal, we all heal. And as more and more of us consciously walk the path of true love that we're already on, we're all helping each other out. Because all true lovers are one true lover, for we are all the physical manifestations of the love that is based in truth. The divine love, the core, the source, the divine singularity, and all that is for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as I will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. Long read, but you're dealing with a hermit and a priestess. So, look, if you want a private read, you know how to do that. Watch the video, Booking a Reading with Mal. It's 13 minutes. It's a hoot. I enjoyed doing it. I laughed through it. And I send that to people, and they say, how do I book a reading with you? I'm like, here, watch this. And they get back to me and say, oh, answered all my questions. And certainly if you're interested in previewing my book on Kindle, there's a link in the description box for that. I am teaching Path of True Love classes Thursday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on my Facebook page. You don't need to be on Facebook to take them somehow. Also because I'm doing it with a Zoom link. So it gets recorded, and for the price of admission, you get to download the recording to your device. Yeah? So otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, like it, want more, subscribe. And comment, if you can just even put a word or two about the type of relationship this is. Is this family? Is this friend? Is this lover? Because nothing screamed, this is romance. Doesn't mean it's not in there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed, my beloved Libras. Farewell. Blessed, blessed be.